sport, the Super Rugby Pacific Playoffs is starting, and this year there's a new format where a losing team will still make the next round. We've got New Zealand Herald sports reporters Christopher Reive and Cam McMillan in to explain more about this for us this morning. Good morning, guys.
Morning.
Cam, what is the new rule? What's the new format?
Well, so there's 6 teams in the quarterfinals, which usually quarterfinals is 8 teams, but there's 6 this year. And so 4 of those 6 have to go through to the semi-finals. So it means that one of these teams is going to lose and go through to the semis. And we're in this weird position where the Hurricanes and the Brumbies are playing the last of these 3 games. And by that time they play, if the Chiefs and the Crusaders have already won their 2, they'll both know they're already through. And it's kind of, you don't want that in sport. You don't want a dead rubber. You don't want nothing to play for, because all they'll be playing for is they're either going to play the Chiefs or the Crusaders. It doesn't really matter. So it's a weird kink in the system where, the game's worth nothing, which is the worst thing in sport.
Does this mean it's going to be a bit more boring, maybe?
I don't know about that. They're still going to be playing for who they're playing the next week. Like, if I was one of those teams, is probably one of those top 2 teams I'd not want to play the next week. So that might come into it as well. You're still going to be trying to win that game, obviously.
How are the Hurricanes going to go?
I think they're the dark horse. I think they're a real strong contender.
So does my dad, but he's been saying that for
years. Well, I just think they lost Adi Savea to Moana Pacifica. They lost Geordie Barrett on his sabbatical, and they keep doing this. They lose star players, and they always make a good run, and they've made the playoffs. And I think if they do play the Crusaders next week in the semi-finals, if it all matches up, I think there'll be a real strong chance to make the final.
Ryan Fox is playing in the PGA Tour event in Canada this week. What's it going to take from Christopher to make the US Open, do we think? Yeah,
we've been crunching the numbers this morning, and we think it's probably a top 2 finish this week if he wants to be playing in the major next week. He might scrape through with a top 3, but if he wins, it's looking pretty good. So that's kind of where the target is this week.
Yeah, and we've got Warriors, and we've got Sail GP back this weekend.
Yeah, Sail GP's had a bit of a break. There was an event cancelled, was it, Chris?
Yeah, cancelled.
Cancelled in Brazil. So there's been a bit of a break, and there's Denmark have been off as well. So it's in New York. So it's weird that they were in San Francisco about more than a month ago, 3 months ago, wasn't it? 3 months, so they've had a bit of a break. So they're in New York, so back racing. It should be a good event in New York.
They won there last year, so hopefully it's a good location for them to get back to winning ways. They're coming in 4th, which after their start to the season, they'd be pretty happy with. It's starting to get to the busy time now. They've got a couple of events coming up, and then the European stretch, which is always where the top 3 teams sort of emerge.
Brilliant. Well, we look forward to them continuing with that success. Appreciate your time, guys. Thanks for coming on the show. As always, coming up to 8 o'clock, it was New Zealand Herald sports reporters Christopher Reive and Cam McMillan.